So how was shopping for you, Shantika? How was it?
Shopping, man. It is not too bad. Crowd. I think people have let go of the whole, checking the whole, whether you have. I mean, people do still check the
Yeah,
temperature,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
sometimes the
Ah,
security guy just points it at you and doesn't even look at the temperature.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
Uh,
I hope you can remember the meme that I shared regarding the trash, like how food expires faster. Do you feel that right
uh,
now?
uh, not yet.
This
Okay, check
happened to
this,
me.
right?
This
So
happened to me
we
in the first few months when I went to Sweden, because I had to buy my vegetables and milk and stuff, and it expires if I don't use it.
it
Uh,
expires quickly.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, not. I don't know, man. Like it's still only been about let's say. I mean, like we properly. It's been about more than a month
Mm,
since we've been married. But like living in the apartment, it's only been about what, 2 weeks, 3
mm,
weeks.
mm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Actually, it's gonna be like a month for the next in about a few days. So
okay, okay.
yeah, that's. So let's see.
More
How it
stories.
goes to you
More
got the
stories for
got the
later.
bills today.
Oh,
Yeah, more stories for later. Let's do a separate podcast on that.
okay. Um.
uh,
So for us too, I think we have two topics
how
to
how's
deal
it
with.
how's it been for you? How's it been for you?
Me, me.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I'm basically, I mean, living with my parents like these days. So
Hmm.
nothing much is happening. I'm being more lazier compared to where I was in Sweden, so I don't have to cook anything, and there's actually a lot of. I'm becoming more lazy here, and I would have to get back on my feet again after I go back to Sweden. So that's there. But I'm trying to do, maintain my exercise, like I know, exercise routine to a certain extent. I'm taking the guys. There's this walking track close by the house now, and I'm taking like the whole family out for walking in the evening after 6:30 in the.
Which one is that? The walking? Where's the walking track?
This near, how this is Madivela Road. Is this? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Near Madivela Road.
Is it
It,
the
it,
one? Is it the one near that junction? What do you call the junction? I can't remember.
like
The one that junction that goes off to Kanawatugoda, the other one on the Japanese Friendship Road, not that one, right?
No, 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 not that one, not that one. This one, the road close to it ends at Ambuldeni on one side, and Ambuldeni Junction on one side, and on the other side it's like the I can't remember the name of the road. The road which comes from uh, like Kote Junction to the Japanese Friendship Road.
Oh, right. Yeah, I
It's
know what
some
you're
kind of
saying, what that
intersection.
road
Yeah, yeah,
is.
yeah.
I can't
Anyway,
remember what.
it's like
I'm very
it's like
bad
I
with
think I think like
roads.
overall 4 kilometers, the whole track. Uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
That's not too bad.
as in up and down, like the whole, like yeah. If I go up
Oh,
and
right,
down,
right.
it's
Up
yeah,
and down. Okay.
yeah, up
So
and down.
is it like a circular track, or is it like just one way?
It's one way, but it has circular
Hmm.
end.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh.
So you go and
So
yeah,
it's like okay.
yeah. So it
Okay,
connects,
okay.
goes and
So
connects.
it's like the one at the Valley Park. I'm guessing you haven't been there, right? No, Navala Valley
Not
Park.
not I know Valley Park, but I can't remember the track.
So that's you can't really call that circular, but yeah, it's all
It's
right, I guess.
imagine like a needle, it's kind of that on both ends, like the needle head.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay, wow.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Ah,
Uh, okay,
yeah,
so for
cool.
us, I think
Keep working out. That's good.
we'll get to the discussions right now, I guess, and then we will anyway go on different topics in the middle anyway. So
Yeah, of course, that's what always happens, right? So,
uh,
what are the topics we have today?
So today we have two topics to discuss. One is regarding air pollution in Colombo, which was something came up recently, and the second one is regarding going back to office after work from home. So what should we start with?
Wow. Okay. I don't know, man. Yeah, both are sort of related. Okay. Shall we start with the first one? What do
Yeah.
you think?
Okay. Okay.
The first one that you told.
Yeah.
Uh,
So air pollution.
wow. Air pollution. Okay. So why I suggested this topic to
Yeah.
Nilanka. Why I suggested this was, I mean, there were these reports last year that air quality had reached the all-time good figure in a
Mm-hmm.
while, uh, uh, because like people, there was a lockdown, simply because there was a lockdown, like
Mm.
it was all green in the AQI map, right? I'm not sure whether you have that, Masak. If you have it, just share it in. But I mean, it was all green, like the days throughout March, throughout April,
Mm-hmm.
it was all green. But then about a few weeks back, there was a report, I think Adadharan had reported, saying that the oxygen levels are dropping in
Uh-huh.
Colombo. I'm not sure what to take from that, but uh, I mean, that being said, when we looked at the air quality, uh, yeah, that's the AQI. There should be like a monthly chart if there is. We'll probably
It
check
doesn't
that.
have a monthly chart, unfortunately, but this kind of has an hourly chart today. I wasn't able to find.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
that's
yeah.
actually nice side. The one I look at is like a bit less nice, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, so I mean, now you see the air quality is pretty bad, right?
Mm.
I mean, it's gone. If you look at the hourly ones, it's like there are spikes of red over there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So uh, I mean, that's a sign of, like, I'm guessing things going back to normal. I mean, construction work, vehicles coming back to Colombo,
Mm.
all that, right? So in a way, it's good as well, but I mean, people suffer as well, right? In the end. So
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend like who has had like this allergy. He gets his allergic reaction, and
Mm.
that's worsened for him as well, right? So uh, uh, it's really bad, right? So the issue here is the long term effects are very hard to, what do you say, quantify, because I mean, you
Mm.
can't really specifically say that this person died because of
Yeah.
just air pollution, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, that's not a single cause of someone to die prematurely. It's a contributing factor among so many other factors, right? That's going to shorten your lifespan.
Air quality itself, it wasn't monitored as far as I can remember in Sri Lanka. Like
No,
it
no, no,
wasn't
no.
something that took a notice as far as I can remember.
Yeah, because the only time, I think you should probably know this, in Kandy there was this issue, right?
Yeah, a few years
With
ago.
the whole a few years ago with the
Mm.
whole I mean, very young children getting all these, respiratory infections and all that, right?
Mm-mm.
And that there was like a significantly higher number of cases, respiratory cases, being reported in Kandy than from anywhere else. So
Mm-hmm.
the sort of thing was, I mean, there was it Kandy is like it's surrounded by mountains, right? So there's nowhere for the polluted air
Yeah,
to go, because it's like denser than the normal air. So I mean, that people suffer, right? And Kandy is such a nice city. I mean, you wouldn't expect. When you go there, you wouldn't expect that to be
exactly,
like a very
exactly.
polluted city, right? It's nice, it's cool. You expect it to look nice, but I don't know that.
Um,
What did they do about it, Nilanka? I mean, did they like take any action on it? Like, did they try to
um,
reduce
not
the
not specifically. I
anything
think
like that?
I think they just let it be. This is what I understand. Like they didn't take any actions, and right now it's not exactly normal. From let's say what I'm
Okay.
sharing right now here on the screen, it's like obviously in like whenever people are not active, it's pretty good, and you can see the peaks are there usually during like rush hour or like when vehicles are moving.
Yeah.
You can see that at
Exactly.
5:30
So
in 5:30 in the morning,
it's five
and
thirty and
then
in the
7
morning. Yeah. Yeah.
7:30 in the morning, and then this again at 7:30 in the evening, and 8:30 in the
Mm.
evening. So
So yeah, I mean, it's sad to see, right? I mean, when you look outside, if you look outside Colombo, it's actually quite, there's a lot of greenery, right? To be very honest, like I mean, cities like, if you take for example a city like a massive city like New York, it has Central Park, which is just one like massive park in surrounded by concrete forest, right? So I mean, compared to that, like Colombo is there's so much greenery, right? There are so many trees and there are so many animals as well, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a different topic. Let's talk
Can
about that
can
later.
can
But
can you remember when this notice came out regarding the Colombo air quality? Like when exactly?
it was about a week ago. Let me just double check
Okay.
that. I sent my friend
Because
the chat.
I found another article regarding an initiative that they are doing. Probably it's not connected to this issue, but they
Uh-huh.
this green drive concept. I don't know whether it'll actually work or not. But
Okay.
the green drive concept is apparently they are going to plant a tree for every vehicle that is registered with like I think RMB. I am not sure.
Yeah. No, there are no vehicle imports, right? So
Yeah, right now there are no. I mean, there are no new imports, but I think they are going to do
No,
it.
dude, but I mean, you have to register. You have to register new vehicles, right? I mean,
Is it?
it
Is
doesn't
it?
make
Is
sense
it?
otherwise.
It says the national program launched.
Yeah, you have to. That's how it
Uh,
works.
I,
So let me just send
okay,
you
okay.
this
Then I
article.
misunderstood. What I understood was they are going to plant a tree for every vehicle that is registered already, or is it upcoming?
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, yeah, I mean that makes sense. But that's how many vehicles are there? Probably in millions, right?
Yeah. So let
One
me.
million trees is not going to do. Well, I mean, it's going to have some impact, I guess. But
So
I mean, rather than planting new trees, you can probably stop cutting the ones that already exist, right?
yeah,
That's probably
yeah,
something that they should look at.
yeah. I mean, what happened with Sinharaja is it's still messy, right? I don't think they solved the issue regarding the whole deforestation thing.
Yeah, it's like this right now. That's a very sensitive topic we are getting
Mm.
into. So,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
let's
you can
not
go
get
anyway.
into uh, touchy subjects, but like let's go on an overview.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like this, right? So people need road, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's a fair requirement for the people living there, right?
Mm-mm.
How that road is constructed is another whole other issue, right? I mean, whether you do it with minimum impact or whether you just bulldoze through the forest is, I
Mm.
mean, that's where the issue arises, right? I mean, don't do it like this, maybe do it in a more friendlier way, right? I mean, you can technically do it. It's not probably impossible. Yeah, I'm not an engineer, but yeah, I mean, there's always, you need to weigh it out, right? It's not just because in the end what's going to happen is like when you do stuff like that, right? I mean, this whole virus is because of humans mixing with uh, things that they shouldn't mix with
Yeah.
necessarily, right? So I
Okay.
mean, uh, probably if uh, that I know it's I don't, I'm not gonna say that's how it happened, but just for the sake of saying
Yeah.
it, if that guy had been the bat, we wouldn't be in this stress,
Ah.
right?
Just one.
So
Yeah.
no, so I mean that so it's I mean it's probably not, it's probably more complex than that, but I mean it has been reported as well, like, so even in the Ebola outbreak that happened a few years back, uh a set of children in the village was playing near this tree where the like a set of bats hanging out, right?
Mm.
So I mean that's the link, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
link that they're saying that's where Ebola also came from, and
Mm.
but that outbreak was controlled, thank God.
Yeah.
Because Ebola, the fatality rate is what, 20% or 30%, something like that. So I mean, it's all about, you need to sort of balance the human needs
Mm-hmm.
with, you have to coexist essentially. We can't
Yeah.
just ignore Mother Nature and be like, yeah, we are gonna do whatever the hell we want and there's not gonna be any impact. But there is, I mean, you are seeing it right now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
I mean, it's the same case
I guess.
recently with this. This elephant story. Let's not. It's again not to the touchy areas. I'm talking about like the coexistence between elephants and people in these boundary areas. It's also getting a lot messy these days. As far as I heard on the radio a couple of days ago that uh, uh, there's an elephant killed per day, according to records now. Uh, this is what I heard from the radio.
What?
Yes,
Do you
yeah,
have?
like 70
Okay.
elephants were killed within the last 2 months, from what I heard.
You mean
Again,
killed as in intentionally killed, or like killed because of
I
bad
I
traps?
I heard
I
killed.
don't know.
I don't know exactly how, but again, this was on the radio, so probably, yeah, I don't know how true it is, but this is what I heard. And on the other side, on news, I saw that people were killed again by elephants who came into. Yeah, so again, these.
So I mean, yeah, dude, like this keeps happening. I mean, you're destroying the habitat. I mean, where are they gonna go? So that's the thing. We need to either. I don't like. Okay, so I just want to share this experience. Right, I went to Galloya probably about 10 years back. Yeah. Um, and my dad is a bit paranoid about all this stuff, right? So he's paranoid about getting attacked by elephants, and so that stuff. So we actually sort of asked the locals. I mean, Ali and other do elephants come and do all that, right? And they're like, they're very chilled about it. And they're like, yeah, they come and they go. They eat something sometimes and they go, right? And we are like, don't you get mad? And that guy was like, man, that right? Something like that. So I mean, they need something to eat as well, right?
Yeah.
So I maybe it was just that one guy that we spoke to in that area whose attitude is like that, but I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
I don't know, man.
The problem is like not a lot of people have that mindset, I think. It's like some people understand, obviously. Some people understand, but not all of them understand. And these are touchy topics regarding these elephants. Also, there are people talking about elephants in Perahera and all that. Also, it's another topic, but
yeah. Oh, let's not go there. We might be branded as.
Yeah. No.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, let's not.
So no. Anyway, about coming back to the Galut story, it's so like we went on this safari, right, as well, on this boat safari, and I mean the guide was explaining about the elephants in that area in that Galut park, and I mean what he told us was that their behavior, that herd of elephants, that behavior is like very different to behavior of elephants outside. I mean, like even in Yala or Vilpatto in Min area. Vilpatto doesn't have a lot of elephants, sorry. Min area. I mean, those areas, I mean, that's it's very different, right? So probably because, I mean, Galloya, I mean, it was under law. It was before the war, no one even went there. I mean, there's barely any hotels in that area, right? In that area, and there's barely any signal in that area. I mean, in the hotel we stayed, no signal, right? I mean, nothing, no signal. So they have to we have to call them in, I think, Bibile or somewhere. We call them in Bibile and say we are coming, right? And then they had to send we had to navigate through the mileposts, which we haven't done in a while because of we have Google Maps everywhere. Probably because they are very isolated, that they have sort of learned to coexist with the elephants. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, man, it's like we need to do something about it. I mean, people suffer, right, in the end. And the thing is, it's like this, right? So they say people you have to give what the people want. I mean, I don't agree with that. You have to sometimes think for the people and do the right thing, right? Sometimes people just say, okay, build a fence, and whatever the minister guy is, just goes and build a fence. That's not probably the solution, right? I mean, you have to look at it from you have to look at the bigger picture, right? I mean, why is this happening? I mean, is it because of illegal development, or cutting down forests? What can we do to sort of maybe guide the elephants in a different direction, or something like that? Yeah.
I think this is like,
So yeah.
again, this is also one point related to, let's say, education. People are not educated to handle these kind of topics generally, I guess. And there are people who do researches on how to handle these animals, and that knowledge, I guess, should be passed down to general people who are living in these areas. And also something that I, going back to the initial thing we discussed, something that I noticed in Sweden is regarding air quality. They actually have integrated air quality into weather apps in Sweden. So whenever the air quality drops, you get a notification saying, okay, in this area of the city, the air quality has dropped. So be careful, or I don't know, take precautions or something like that. And from what we see here, they obviously have sensors to measure air quality in Colombo as well, but they haven't actually integrated this into any weather application.
They have a sensor, I think. They have
Oh,
a
oh,
sensor.
oh, 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 okay.
So wait, no, let me. I think there are actually two sensors, to be very honest. So there's one in the US Embassy, and
Yes.
that's
Okay.
because the US Embassy tracks air quality in all of the embassies, not because of anything
Oh,
else.
this is the thing. Like when I looked up the topic when you said it to me, there were like news articles coming up on the U.S. Embassy website saying, okay, the air quality is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
their quality is like this. It's
That's
changing. It's getting better. Yeah.
exactly. So, and I think there's a LRB or I can't remember what's like what it stands for. It's like the building registry, something. So they have one sense. I think that's
Okay.
also somewhere in Colombo. That's just two senses, man. So you can see how much priority we give to air quality.
Shit. Okay. Okay.
And I mean, like, so I mean, there was a, like, last time when the air quality went bad, it was when there were, I mean, the farmers, they were sort of, they burn the fields, right? So they burn it off and they replant. So when that was happening, right? So that's when Delhi's air quality went for a six. So I have a the company I work for, the VP is in Delhi, right? So he sent us a picture of the air quality meter, right? So it has only three digits, and it was 999.
No.
Right? It can't go any higher. Yeah, it was that bad. It was that bad. I mean, like, people are just coughing. I mean, people are dying. Forget about coughing. Like, they were dying, right, in the streets.
Like I probably think
It was that bad. It was
masks
that
couldn't
bad.
save them probably at that point.
No masks. I mean, they can only do so much, right? I mean, it started going into your eyes and, through any cavity that's open, and it's like messed up. It was that bad.
Yeah.
So it was some area. So probably that that wasn't probably sustained, but I mean, it was there for about few minutes, maybe. Hopefully, only a few minutes. So he sent us a picture on that. I remember that.
Like it's oh my god, like 999 is the limit, and then it's probably above that, right? Like it's probably above
yeah,
that.
it has. It's about. I mean, dude, like China had all those issues, right? China was like suffering all those. I think we spoke about this in pilot. One major reason for China to go, chase after electric cars is this pollution issue, right? I mean, they were suffering. Like, because, dude, the one time I went to Beijing, I couldn't. I started coughing. I got sick, and I remember our flight getting delayed because so it got delayed by about one and a half hours because there was like the smog was too thick. There was no visibility.
In the website that I found regarding air quality, they also have this like bigger map that you can check the air quality in the area. So I guess I think we probably should put the link with the video later on, but you can see like air quality in like the area, but and also if there are any fires in the country. I don't know how they do this, but there's
Wow. Okay.
apparently,
Probably satellite.
yeah, yes, through satellite, yes.
Yeah.
And then you can see that like how the air quality is varying in the area, like the airflow plus how all this, my internet connection plus the processing takes some time, but generally, like, okay, now this shows a bigger area.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool site, man. That never gets recommended for me. Probably, I don't know. You should send that to me as well.
Better start using DuckDuckGo.
Right. Okay. DuckDuckGo.
So
No,
Go.
I use DuckDuckGo, but sometimes, dude, I'm also, we spoke about this privacy thing the last time, but sometimes I just like it when Google tells me exactly what I want.
Yeah. Google. I mean, right now
And
again. Let's speak of this quickly, but like DuckDuckGo, when you start using it initially, it gives you bad results because it's not used to your search. But I've been using this
right.
for, I don't know, 4 5 months now or more, and it has already got accustomed to what I need. And now probably this.
Oh,
And Google, the problem with Google is they rank whatever website they want, right? On up,
yeah,
there's an
true.
influence. But here it actually gives results, better results. I feel it gives better results apart from the very obvious ones. So yeah,
Okay.
better.
Hmm.
And you can see, okay, in the map right now you can see 2000. I don't know, like
Is that AQI or is that something else that's
this
looking at?
is the same thing that we had before. It's IQ US something US. Wait, let me. How can I check?
So where is the 2000 situated? I can't actually see that. No, this
It's,
is
I
small.
think,
Uh,
it's
that's
somewhere in Russia, right?
Mongolia, right?
Mongolia, somewhere in Russia, yes.
Yeah, why Mongolia quality? I mean, there's nothing happening there, right? It's a
Let
massive
me.
desert, more or less.
Oh no,
That's
it's
maybe a bit
actually
racist.
somewhere in China.
China?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Yizhou. I don't know.
Okay. Well, okay. China still has to probably move that to the rural areas.
Yeah, so it's like probably like it's not. I'm not sure. I'm not very good with geography. Okay,
I mean, like there are so many areas. China is massive, right? I mean, you can't. China
Mm-mm-mm.
is not like there are probably provinces that I mean, like that's so massive. I mean, it's probably no one's even heard of, right? I mean, they can probably
Mm.
get away with having like a massive factory that's emitting millions and millions of
Yeah.
pollutants outside. Yeah.
Yeah, they probably have like one factory situated somewhere, and it's probably building the whole output right now with this.
I mean, like 2000, that's a massive figure, right? So we
Yeah.
are complaining about having like what 150.
Yes, 150.
I mean, dude, imagine the people there must be
but
suffering, right?
but
Oh,
this is only maybe okay, because I checked the website again on Saturday, I think last Saturday, and it wasn't giving this reading. The highest reading was somewhere around 3 to 400s, which came in
mm.
like Middle Eastern countries, somewhere in the Middle East. Probably this is again.
So Middle East probably that's because there was probably like a dust storm or something.
Maybe, and this is
Because I think
probably.
air quality, there are multiple measures, right? I mean,
Mm,
it's one is the PMI 2.5, that particle.
mm,
The other is the nitrogen level. The other one is probably the carbon dioxide and monoxide levels, right? I mean, that's I think the score is generated based on a combination of
yeah.
those,
Yes.
if I'm
So
not
this,
mistaken.
I went to the website again, and this is air quality index. So USAQI. So it's an index that they
Mm-hmm.
probably make it with multiple elements outside. Yeah. So the main pollutant they consider is PM 2.5. This, I guess.
Mm, mm. Yeah, pollutant. Yeah. Okay. So that's the other thing is, I mean, I think I mean, dude, California used to be like that, right?
Really, because
That's
of.
yeah, California, like way back, like I mean, we were small, I think. California was like famous for this. I mean, that's what prompted them to like change. I mean, because of that, they
Okay.
made the catalytic converters like a mandatory thing, and they went. I mean, they are going a bit overboard now, but I mean, they were sort of the first one of the few first
Is
states
this
that
is this
sort of
because
implemented
of
all
like
that.
the initial processor industry, all that PC manufacturing, or is
No, Masang,
no?
it's just cars, just
It's
the
just
volume
cars.
of
It's just.
cars.
Hmm.
Yeah, just cars. Probably not just cars, but I mean, there's a lot of. But cars were a massive. They had like eight like 20 lanes of traffic, right, on one side in some highways. I mean, have you seen those like videos of
Yeah. Like I've seen
like
older
the
videos, but
old Discovery? Yeah.
I think I've seen like some years ago, not recently, but I've seen
Yeah,
like
not recent.
older.
No, it's not recent. It's very, 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 very. I mean, long time back.
Mm.
Probably before. I mean, when we were small. So yeah, I mean that's so I mean it has happened to everyone, right? So US went through it. Now first guys who went through it was probably England back in the times of in the Industrial Revolution, right? So
They probably didn't know about it. It's just
yeah, they are like what's happening. Yeah, I mean people didn't know, right? I mean they just dude, like you should. They didn't know. I mean that water the I mean how I mean they used to like in the same river that they let go of the sewage and everything, they use that as drinking water. I mean without like purifying it, they just boiled it and oh god, that's just messed up. I mean there's so much that they didn't know, but yeah, I wouldn't want to live in that time.
That's a revolution better in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my god. So I guess it's just it was there, and then right now, let's say Sri Lanka, I guess probably they should start investing in sensors, putting sensors up around the country, at least like in major cities, for an example, like for sure. Because I mean, the issue started with candy like few years ago, but they didn't do any like any steps, right? Like this was just I don't know how they measured air quality back then. Was it through just like
No,
satellite?
I think I'm not sure. No, they probably have some measure. I mean, they probably have some equipment to measure it, but it's not like a what do you say? They probably have like a instant measure, but it's not something that you can keep on.
Okay.
All I mean, it's like a thermometer where you like click and you get the reading, right? So I mean, it's probably designed differently to the one that's being used on a daily basis. So
yeah, then I guess that should be the next step for these guys. I don't know. There's like there is a weather department. Is there a weather like is there a ministry handling this stuff? I don't. They probably will have.
Okay.
They probably will have it soon. They probably will have like a weather
To give
minister
them
soon.
credit,
But
give them credit. Okay, so people used to like bash the department, right? And if they say that it's gonna rain tomorrow, they're not going to rain tomorrow, right? I mean that's. But actually, I mean to give to their credit, I mean they have improved. I mean they've come far away. I mean
true.
we get a message saying before it's about to rain, saying that okay,
it's much more
expect
accurate
thunder,
now.
lightning. You know, it's much more accurate now. I mean, you should credit. You should give the credit to credit is due, right? So yeah,
but yeah,
well
like
done, guys.
that's well done, and hopefully you will work on the air quality measuring in the future as well.
As well, meteorological, yeah, it's so currently it's done by not the meteorological department. It's I think that let me just find that if I can. Give me 2 seconds. Colombo quality. So it's called the National. Where is it?
National
Building Sri Lanka.
Can you send me the link?
No, no, I can't find it, man.
Okay, it's okay. Like if you can find it later, you can send it to me. Then
It's building regulation something, building regulations in Sri Lanka. Okay, there you go. Yeah, NBRO.
NBRO.
It's not LBRO.
Just search for NBRO.
Yeah, quality.
National Building Research Organization.
Yeah, they have like a air quality thing. Wow, okay, they're a very fancy website. Our contribution towards air quality. Okay, so they've come up with one sensor. Oh, there you go.
Today's air quality status.
So yeah, these are the other guys who have the sensor. Other than the. No, they do. Oh right. Oh dude, no, they've improved it. They have sensors everywhere. But wait, how can they?
No, they
how
have.
does the US air quality index?
I think they have
Right.
like some senses. Like okay, it's like okay, MT department, post office, railway station. Okay. So they've randomly placed it in.
Oh, right. Maybe it's not hooked up to the this thing. So
Weather.
see, Masan, this is not a live sensor, right? So it says particulate matter dust
Okay, yeah.
level at 8 or
Mm,
5th
mm,
of March,
mm,
right? So they probably take the sensor reading at a single time
mm.
and they give like a. I mean, that's something, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
probably
yeah.
better than nothing.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, probably maybe for some of these areas you don't need to measure air. Oh, to Jaffna's air quality is pretty bad. I don't know where that
Yeah,
is.
right. Jaffna. It's probably because it's closer to
Dust,
India.
probably the dust.
And the
Probably.
dust.
Oh yeah, could be that. I mean, the burning probably could be backlash from that.
Mm,
Um. So I mean, Nuvareli is the best. I think
mm.
7, like 20, right?
I mean,
So the
when you
lower
go
the
to
better, right?
Norelia, you feel that, right? Like it's
Yeah, dude. So like I mean I don't know. So I was at this leadership camp for like about 20
yeah.
days when I was before starting uni, right? I mean that was fun time. A
Yeah.
different story, but
Mm.
like when we went there in Vietnam, the air seemed like different to breathe. Like it's different.
Yeah, yeah.
It was so different. We got used to that, and when I came to Colombo, I just got sick the next day.
Mm.
I
It,
mean, everyone, most people got sick, right? Because it is that bad. I don't know.
like
Safe, safe.
it's like for me, like I think I felt this initial. It's not that different. Like when I go to Sweden has a really good air quality there, but I
Uh-huh.
think it's not very different. The only difference is it has like very less humidity, so the air is much cooler.
Right.
It feels lighter, I guess, because it's yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I had a small technical glitch there. I think
Mhm.
probably we can edit that out. The
Yeah.
movie making magic, man. Thank God. So I think the universe is trying to tell us, or maybe dialogue and Mobitel is trying to tell us, okay, then Ati go back to office.
Yes.
Dude, I mean, today the internet failed like 3 times, man, in the morning. I mean, I thought like I thought that I thought of switching to SLT, but I'm guessing you're on SLT, right?
No, I'm not on SLT, but don't switch to SLT.
Okay,
SLT,
okay.
like,
Why is that? Why is that?
no, the problem is that SLT definitely has good connection and speed, but the data usage, I see a lot of complaints regarding how the data vanishes in SLT connections compared to other services. Like the best right now, what I'm doing
Okay.
is I'm using multiple packages right now. So I have a normal data
Uh-huh.
package, which is
Okay.
from Mobitel. Like I think it's 2,000 rupees. Like you get around 60 GB. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think 16 anytime, 20 day, 20 night, something like this. And with this,
Okay.
I have activated an unlimited YouTube plan, an unlimited social media
Uh-huh.
plan, and
Uh-huh.
this what do you call the for video conferencing and stuff. There's another office plan. So all of these things,
Don't say, don't tell.
what?
Yeah, dude, the unlimited officer, and you're breaking
Yes,
up.
yes. See, this is what they do. If I use like the
So
normal,
wait. Is it
normal
is
data,
it? Do you have Mobitel or do you have Mobitel or SLT?
Mobitel,
Okay, so then
but
so you're going over. It's over 4G or something, right?
yeah, this is on 4G. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean Mobitel and yeah, okay, SLT,
But
the
but but
data
but but
tends to
but,
disappear.
but I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say is like with these things, what they usually do is when you go into these unlimited data plans, the connection is usually limited. But when you shift to the normal data plan, which you paid for, which is the most expensive one, it's usually much faster. Like you get around like I don't know Mbps. Like you get sometimes 3 to 4 like megabytes per second download. That's pretty good.
Wow. Okay. Hmm.
So this is like if you're using the normal plan, but if you use like these unlimited connections, they usually kind of limit you a little bit. Usually like
So I had this unlimited connection on Hutch, right?
yeah,
So
my brother is
I
also using it.
I That, and I mean that's pretty good, right? So
Yeah.
I'm actually on this right now because I hated that I hated the internet is on dialogue is so unstable, so I switched to the Hearts connection. I mean it's fine, right? It's working
Yeah.
okay.
I'm
So
also
probably
considering.
if you want to get into, if you're, I don't know, maybe 4G wasn't really built for providing internet, providing broadband internet, like at I mean, like, you know, to do video conferencing and all that. It's probably not the best choice. I mean, going with fiber is better, but I
Yeah.
think fiber, dialogue is like way behind in that respect, I think.
I mean, generally,
uh,
again, it's a different topic about how telcos are handling internet in Sri Lanka. Let's.
no, but dude, like that's I mean that's one reason that we can't really work at home also, right? I mean that's because you miss,
Challenging.
okay, that's challenging. So now I've stopped syncing my OneDrive, right?
Uh,
uh I've stopped syncing my OneDrive. I mean that's annoying, right?
like
It takes
how
a massive
like
gigabyte.
how much trouble I'm going through with like Google Photos. Like my photos and
Right.
videos are like I put this in Sweden. It automatically backs up in full quality right now
Uh-huh.
because like it's a limited offer from like for Google Pixels. Like you can upload it
Right.
like full quality. So like videos are 300 400 MB or like even more usually.
Right.
And
Right.
I didn't have to worry about anything. I just put it on Wi-Fi and it just uploads very quickly. But now if I put it on Wi-Fi, no one can use the Wi-Fi connection when it's automatically uploading. So I had to like like I had to
Wow.
be
Okay.
on data because or else this like disable automatic uploads on Google Photos because the upload
Yeah,
connections are
that's
very bad here.
yeah. Upload. Like thanks your internet essentially. I don't know how that happens, but yeah,
Mm.
I don't know how it's built. Anyway, so that's probably why we should work on getting back to work at the
Yeah.
office, right? I mean, we can. So yeah, just I guess that's a smooth
Yeah.
transition, right?
So people need to get back to office after working from home for a long time. So Chandika,
Yeah, so
what can you?
yeah, so I mean, like working from office is like it's you have that stable internet also, right? I mean,
Mm.
not so of course not to upload photos and stuff, but I mean for work, general work stuff, right? I mean, so my OneDrive is so my OneDrive is the OneDrive for office. What was it
Mm-hmm.
called? Yeah, anyway,
365.
yeah, the office OneDrive, yeah, whatever. That Office 365 OneDrive. No, it's called something. It's called something different. I can't remember what it's called now. It's OneDrive and OneDrive for
Business,
something. Anyway,
maybe.
oh, exactly. OneDrive for business. Oh, man, my memory is just stopped working after a bit. Anyway, I had a brain fart. Anyway, um, uh, so I mean that's a massive thing, right? So because
Mm.
everything gets backed up, all my files are available whenever I want it, right? So even if I want to send a quick email from my phone, I know that the file I worked on is always in the cloud, right?
Mm.
So if I'm not doing that, then there's a small issue there as well, right? So in case something happens to my laptop, it'll be
Yeah.
backed up in the cloud, right? So that's probably one reason you want to get back to work. So actually, for me, I mean, we've been asked to come to office going forward, going from next Monday onwards,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh,
So I
that's
think
nice.
most offices are doing that. Um, I mean, it's dude. You've been working in one place for like how long, right? It's been a year, right? I mean, I spoke about it a bit in the probably pilot episode of this, but I mean, you're surrounded by loved ones, but I mean, you get fed up of them as well, right? Sometimes, right? And you need that distance, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
need that change.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
actually, I want we actually went on a small work from somewhere else other than home
Mm-hmm.
trip on Friday, and like it was oddly productive for some reason. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure why. Because maybe it was a change of environment, for the sake of
Yeah.
changing the environment, we were productive, but I mean, we were really productive, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of work done in that few hours we spent there. But I mean, you need that
Shift.
change,
Mm-hmm.
shift. Your mind needs to be like, okay,
Now I'm at
uh,
work.
now I'm at work, I can focus on work, and sort of you adjust whatever and it's on work, right? So what happens is when when you're working and when your mother calls to say, do this, do that, are you working? Go and do that. I mean, that happens, right? That actually happens.
Yeah.
I've heard like people in calls being told to go and hang the laundry and stuff like that. Like, so I mean, dude, like you can't really focus on work, right? I mean, it's
Mhm.
everything in moderation. That's my
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's the motto, right? We should follow,
Like
right?
this
I
is
mean,
like
work. Yeah.
I read like a few articles regarding this as well, regarding how they can shift. Of course, like it depends on the country also how this shift could happen, and
Mm,
also
mm,
depends on the culture of the company. One
mm,
thing is, if I think if the company is a very traditional company, they probably would
mm,
shift completely back to work from office. Like there would be no change
mm,
as soon
mm,
as you shift back.
mm,
But I feel if they are more I don't know, progressive in terms of culture within the company, they
right.
would shift to a mixed environment where there's a
Mm,
possibility of working from home if you want it, kind of.
So yeah, that's the thing, like moderation, right? So the thing is, uh, I wouldn't want to go back to working from home full time,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
I'll probably work from home, like if I'm probably maybe if I'm feeling a bit sick, but I still can sort of work,
yeah. Hmm.
something like that, right? I mean, you're not always sometimes fully active, but you can still, be on your laptop, maybe take a
Yeah,
few
yeah, yeah.
calls and do all
Like
that, right?
it's like if
So
they should give, let's say, if you want, you can take 1 day to work from home every week if you
every
want,
week or
but it's
maybe
not
every two
mandatory.
weeks,
Yeah, but it's
it's
not
not
mandatory.
mandatory,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? Yeah. So I
And
mean, you can easily implement. I mean, you can easily implement that now because since everyone has gone through the whole cycle of
yeah,
working from home, right?
but for the
So
workplace, it wouldn't essentially be that beneficial, because right now, of course, companies are, let's
uh-huh.
say, saving money
Mm-hmm.
on electricity, rent, and all these things that they're paying,
Mm-hmm.
internet, and these
Mm-hmm.
things. So if you implement something like
Mm-hmm.
this for the company, there's no benefit because people would be taking their days
Mm-hmm.
randomly, or else they would need to have like a fixed day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, every Friday you will be working from home, something like this.
That's actually a good point. Yeah. So they don't really there's like less to gain for the company if it's done like on an ad hoc basis, right? So
Mm,
like sending everyone home and getting everyone to work from home is probably best for the
yeah.
company. I mean, they can save like massive probably amounts
Yes.
on building rent and all that, right? I mean,
Not rent,
all
but
these buildings.
utilities for sure.
Probably, yeah, not probably the rent, but I mean, yeah. So no, dude, like I know companies that have like just canceled the lease.
Oh.
Like just they were like, screw this, I'm not gonna lease this building anymore. I don't need it.
let,
I'm gonna shift to. I'm not gonna name the companies, but yeah.
yeah. No, but they, I don't know.
Uh,
Hopefully they have something in their mind to start with like later on,
mhm,
because like if they, it's really possible, even if they have bigger teams, they can have
mhm,
a smaller a small office and shift people from working from home and working in office depending on on
mhm,
certain
mhm.
teams. So then like they would,
Right,
some teams
right,
would work on, let's say, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and the other teams
right.
would work something like this.
So you're right. You're right. The issue with that is, I mean, the calendar of the teams are not really. I don't know whether it's very well organized. I'm not sure
Mm.
if it's that sort of well structured. So we might need to work on that probably before going into a structure like that, right? I mean, sometimes it's just ad hoc meetings after an ad hoc meeting, right? I mean, sometimes your day is free. I mean, I don't know. That happens to me sometimes. I'm
Mm.
like, okay, I give the morning update. I'm free today. And I get like a 2 or 3 meetings scheduled out of nowhere. Right? The guy
Mm.
just calls me and he's like, "Can you have a set?" And it just goes on for 1 hour. So yeah, maybe it's my fault. I should say I'm free. I should say okay, dude, I'm like packed. I don't have any
Hmm.
time, so I don't get any calls. So yeah,
I
maybe I'm at fault there. Anyway, but I mean, what I'm trying to say is, I mean, you need to have that structured schedule as well,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
in order for you to be able to shift people and have
Mm.
that struct structured method of working from home and that mix.
Like I
So
saw an article on Reddit saying, was it Spain? They are trying to pilot a 4-day work week, like the
Oh,
yeah.
yes. I think that might be a better option. So actually, I think was it Microsoft tried that out, right? Sometime back.
Few
Was it
companies tried, like
Microsoft?
I think in Sweden also
Yeah.
there were certain companies trying this out, but it's not, let's say, massively implemented
So
yet.
there was this video on it, right? Why? Um, so the argument was how we are using the weekends are wrong, right? So what the argument was, we shouldn't work for 5 days straight, right?
Oh,
We can still have the 2 weekends, right? Right, but probably spread out.
so it's like you work, let's say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, you then take Friday, Saturday, and you take Sunday off, something like this.
Something like that. Something like that.
Well, I
Something like
mean,
that.
it's again,
You're more productive. Yeah.
this is our minds. We have been used to this, 5 days and 2-day concept.
Exactly.
It's this thing. But for me, what I'm trying to do right now is like I'm trying to train myself on like in a routine. I think, I don't know whether I've told you this. Whether it's a weekend or a weekday, my sleeping and waking up schedules are the same. I don't change it. So I let's say I sleep at 11, like I sleep from 11 to 12 in the night, and I wake up at 6 in the morning. That's for sure. And I do this like whether it's a weekday or a weekend. So for me, I do not feel that there's a difference in terms of, let's say, the effort that I put to start the day, whether it's a work day or a
Okay.
weekend. So for me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether it'll work, because I started this after, let's say, I started this like after I finished Isaac, so I haven't exactly gone into work yet. But what I expect to have is, let's say, I wouldn't feel any different going to work on a weekday, and I wouldn't feel any different waking up on a weekend as well, saying, okay, it's kind of the same, apart from, let's say, I would have to commute. So I have to see whether it works. But my sleeping schedule, I'm trying to keep it like this to see whether it will affect my motivation or like to go to work.
Okay, that's actually quite interesting. So it's just another day for you.
Yeah.
Right. You sort of programmed it into your head. So I send this link. I mean, we can probably share this. It's about it's a video by this YouTuber called CGP Grey, where he proposes why Wednesday should be a holiday.
Did you send the
right?
link on?
So I sent it on WhatsApp.
Oish.
Are you against WhatsApp?
No, can you send it? Send it on the same chat. On no, you're on
the Zoom chat. I'm on the phone.
Okay. Let me, because I don't have WhatsApp desktop on the laptop anymore.
Okay,
I'll have
see
to.
if I can join this call simultaneously.
Yeah, okay.
Can I?
Wait. No. Wait. I can. I'll copy it to the Signal chat, and then I can get it from here. Yes.
I'm not sure whether we should edit this out, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay.
The struggles of doing the podcast.
Okay, so let me share the screen.
It's like a 3-minute video, right? It's just can play it. I'm not sure whether you can get the sound, but yeah.
Probably not.
I can hear something.
Can you hear the audio?
I hear something. I'm not sure whether it is. Probably, I think we can probably play this. So, I mean, what he's suggesting is essentially you don't have the sort of steam to power through to Friday and be productive, right? So that's why you see all these posts. My God, thank God for Friday.
Yeah.
Friday came early, all that, right? So you need to have break in the middle, right? You need to have break in the middle. So you'll still get that third day effect on Saturday. You'll be less productive, but overall, you would have been more productive over the week.
Okay. So I said, okay, I'm getting a break tomorrow. Kind of like it's like in the middle of the week, I'm getting a break, and it
It's in the
feels
middle of it. Yeah.
it feels much better.
Sort of if you reset that. I mean, I've had the same effect like when you have like a poet day in the middle of the week. I mean, it's like, oh, thank God, week breaks up, and then again you focus 2 weeks, it's done, right? So I mean, I don't know. The issue with shifting to that, is everyone has to do it.
Yes.
Right. It has to be like a national, or
Yeah.
I don't know, it could be possible
Like
to do international, but it has to be a national policy to say, we are gonna shift to this.
Yeah, this
right?
is the same thing that has happened
It
with.
is to sync with the schedules, right?
This is the same thing that has happened in I think Spain. Again, I'm not sure, but I'll check. Where they're going to shift into a 4-day work week, and it's still a pilot program, so not all the companies are doing it. And what they're telling is, how to say, like, even they know that Friday is a holiday for their own company, but their partners or the people that they're working with are still probably working on Fridays, and they might get calls on Fridays. So what they're telling is there's a lot of people who are okay.
Yeah.
Even though we are on, let's say it's a non-working day for us, we still we would still have to pick up calls, and they have it in their minds, at least for the moment.
So, dude, I still have that, because not all companies in Sri Lanka also have 5 weeks, right? So some of them, especially some of the manufacturing companies, they have like 6-day week, right? So they work on Saturday as well. So some companies, Saturday is a half day, but I mean, manufacturing companies, they work the full day Saturday, right? So we service some manufacturing companies, and I have to expect calls on Saturdays as well, right? So
it's the same thing, I guess.
That's there, but it's the same thing, I guess. But yeah, I mean, this concept, it's not really logical per se. I mean, it came because of this whole because Sunday is God's day, right? I mean, they gave a break to the people so that they can go to the church, right? That's how this whole weekend thing came in, right? Okay. So people just work 6 days straight, and Sunday was the day where you went to the church, and you sort of did all that. Then this, they wanted another day, Saturday, coming in, so that they have like a weekend, 2 days rest. But dude, I mean, like, that's serious. You had to, like, otherwise they were working all that time, like 6 days, they were just doing nothing, just working. So probably they didn't have a lot to do back then as well. That's probably why. I mean, they didn't have like TVs and stuff. This probably like very limited things to do when considering entertainment. So guess that was logical, but I mean, times change, right? So it's so dynamic now.
I mean, like, hopefully, like, probably, I don't know, 10, 20 years into the future, we'll have 3 days weekend. Like, if this goes well in the countries that are trying it out, you never know. Maybe it'll come late to Sri Lanka, but it'll come. Hopefully, I don't know.
So also, I think you have to, I mean, probably developing countries may struggle to do it. I have a feeling.
Why?
I don't know, man. Maybe they are not as efficient as they could be.
Yeah, true. Right. Because in most developed countries, when they say they are going for a 4-day work week, they are working for sure in those 4 days completely, on 100%.
Exactly.
And
so yeah. So I mean, yeah, they might be more focused, right? So also, I mean, it's not necessarily because of the people it's inefficient. It could be like other factors as well that it's inefficient, right? So I mean, maybe lack of processors, lack of proper guidelines or anything like that. So I think because of that, and the inefficiency caused by that, it may not be practical for some developing countries to go into a 4-day work week. 4-day work week. It will probably come, as you said, like maybe 20, 30 years down the line. So I think
some companies may try doing it. I feel some companies might try, but
I doubt it. I don't know, in Sri Lanka, maybe not. I doubt that they're gonna go for maybe the government sector. I don't know. They might go for
probably they are starting.
Oh my god! Yeah, probably their start. I mean, they're like, what the hell? They're anyway getting community breaks. What the hell? Yeah, bank holiday. So I did remember like the whole. I went on Friday, right? So I was expecting the hotel. So I called these guys and I said, okay, can I get a check-in at around 8 a.m. And they must have thought I'm crazy, but I mean they gave it. I mean, kudos to them. But I was expecting the hotel to be empty essentially, right? Because it's a Friday morning. Who the hell would come on a Friday morning to a hotel? But I mean, there are like loads of cars. Then I remember that Thursday is a public holiday, right? And it's not even a mercantile holiday, right? It's not a mercantile holiday. It's just a public and bank, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, and I'm like, oh shit, this place is gonna be crowded. Then yeah, it was. Unfortunately.
Something that I like was thinking about regarding again going back to office after working from home. Do you think people would have let's say, like how to say, to mentally prepare themselves to again work with people, losing that interaction or the way they work with their colleagues? Do you think people would have lost touch with that sense of working, or would it be just nothing?
To a certain extent, I'm actually more afraid that someone might walk into the office in their pajamas. That actually might happen. I was kidding, but yeah, probably there is a bit of getting used to, right? I mean, you haven't done that in like what, a year, and you need to sort of probably get with the times and sort of. But it's like this, right? We talk about this. It's mainly the tech sector that hasn't been going to office, right? I just want to mention this as well because there are so many. I mean, dude, manufacturing sector has been like in office all the
you
time,
can't,
right?
yeah.
They didn't have I wouldn't call it a luxury, but the chance of working from home even. I mean, it doesn't really make sense. So
even though
because
it's an office job, they still have to look after people and like what's happening in the
exactly, especially in the factories. Especially if you're so let's say if you're working in HR or maybe finance in a factory, you still would have to go there because there's operations happening and you need to sort of look at it. Especially if you're HR, because all these COVID regulations, all that monitoring of those gets routed through HR, right? I mean, there's only HR can do it. I mean, legal, finance, they don't have any authority to do it anyway. So I mean, they had to go to office or the factory, whatever, and do that work, right? I mean, that's what kept us afloat all this time, without going into bankruptcy or anything. But yeah, I mean, so
because I know like a lot of these guys, like I know who are, let's say, working in companies like Unilever. They've all been going to work, even if they're in HR, they're still going to office.
Yeah, there are some. So there are some companies that they have got like policies in where their office is open only on like particular days of the week, and you can come if you want to, because I mean there's some clerical work that needs to be done, like getting signatures, getting approvals for stuff and so many other things. So they've allowed like 2 days or 2 days out of the week for people to come in, so that HR or finance or someone will be present, so they can probably sign off on some whatever the requirement that you have. Yeah, I mean that's kind of good, right? I mean,
hopefully people don't, like you said, come in pajamas or like
what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say is like the transition has been happening to a certain extent. Maybe for the tech sector specifically, it's gonna be a bit of a move, right? I mean, it's gonna be a bit hard, but other sectors, they're sort of somewhere there, because I mean they can't fully work remotely. It doesn't make sense for them.
I mean, like people will have to like fix their mind on like where to eat, where to keep the drinks or whatever, to be careful on like where you keep your food. I don't know.
It's different. I mean, you have the still that COVID scare is there still, right? And it's not gone away. Maybe it's a bit less because the vaccination is happening, and there's all that. But yeah, I guess let's see. We'll have to see how it works out. Maybe we can do another session after getting people's feedback. because
Yeah.
I think government offices are being opened, if I'm not mistaken. They sort of
I
started
think I
last week.
also saw a news. Yes, yes.
So yeah.
Okay then. Then we can, I guess, wrap up today's discussion with this. So we had two topics again today. We discussed about how the air quality issue affected Sri Lanka and how there's a lot of improvement that needs to happen, and also we touched on
Yeah.
how we touched on how
So
the
getting back to that, just one point. So if you start getting back to work, air quality is gonna get worse, right? I mean,
the dilemma.
that's how it's related.
So yeah, if you're going back to work, you are affecting the air quality negatively. Let's put this out for people. And then companies, if you want to work from home, do it more so that we can have better air quality.
Yeah,
But
that's the
Chandik wants to go back
message
to
for
office,
today.
so let him go back.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I want to go
And
back
you're
to office.
driving electric, so less.
So I'm not contributing. Yes, yeah, maybe I'm contributing a bit based on the power generation, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
but less than other people,
Directly affect the
and
city.
and not in
Less than
Colombo.
yeah, not at all. Yeah.
Okay, then
So
we'll close the discussion for today. I think we took roughly the same amount of time today as well. I was hoping for us to go into, let's say, Reddit discussions if we had enough time, but maybe on another day. If we have,
another
yeah,
day.
on another day we'll go into Reddit trending if we finish our discussions earlier. So thanks a lot for everyone who watched through our episode. And Chandik, do you have anything else to say before we close?
Yeah, I mean, dude, probably every episode might be a bit too long for you guys to watch, but just you can watch the clips. It's we put out clips of the interesting topics that we talk about. Just go ahead, have a look at it, and if you feel like watching the whole thing, you can do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we have to tap that TikTok crowd as well, right? To like
Yeah.
shorter videos.
This is gonna get better as time goes, because we are also new to this, and I think we are also becoming better at doing this. So hopefully, you guys will enjoy our content much more. So thank you very much for watching this video, and we'll see you guys in the next episode in the next week. Have a good
Thank
day.
you guys.
See you. Bye.
See you.